I'm not late yet. Oh boy. I'm late, trust me. Let's see here. Hello. I'm not late yet. Oh boy. I'm late, trust me. Hello, everybody. Well, I just had to refresh my stream to actually show that I am on because my stream wasn't showing that it started yet, as per usual. So, how are you all doing today? This is just going to be a simple stream. Just so y'all know, first thing I'm going to tell y'all is I deleted my fundraiser because, it's no good to sit there and look at it and it's staying on zero anyway, so whatever. Um, I've been on the phone with Black's Tire. I talked to them about my car. It's going to cost me $235 on the 3rd of this next month. So, I'm going to do that and then wait a month because my car will be illegal, but at the same time, I'll wait a month and then take the car back down to the DMV and apply for the waiver. And when I apply for the waiver, that'll cost me, and then I pay for the taxes on the tag and stuff. So that's what I'm doing. Um, I'm stressed out. I was debating selling my computer, you guys. Okay, that just crossed my mind, or to put it in Hawk or something, because I've been so stressed out about this that it's been the one thing that's been in my brain for the last few days. Hey, that's cool. I didn't know I could twist that. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm like, oops, squirrel again today. So, anyways, not seeing the Goodyear blimp today as we put the camera up, but yesterday, after I finished the live stream, I went outside and the Goodyear blimp flew over twice more, which was so cool. It was low to the ground. I've never seen it that low before. But if you're looking back this way, we have the Goodyear tire plant, which is past these trees, down further past the freeway and stuff. And the Goodyear blimp, I guess it was flying out of there, but it was really, really low to the ground. Not like usually up higher, but it was really low. And you could hear the engine on it going. And I don't know what the legality is for being that low, but if they'd been any lower, they would have been kissing the trees. So, anyways, Richard Smith, how are you doing today? Broke Fishing, how are you doing today? Who's got the crown today? Richard Smith has the crown. Cool. So y'all heard my new song? If you didn't, check it out over on my channel. I also did another new song on my other YouTube channel. That one's the coffee song. That's my first wake up in the morning coffee song. But the newest song I did today is, here, I'll play it for you guys. I'll play this song for you guys. It's called Shadow Band Blues.
Upload, but it fades to black. My voice gets lost in the algorithm's crack. I scream, I shout, but the world can't see. The ghost of my channel is haunting me. Is it the words I say or the games I play? Who turned the lights out of my way? Away. Shadow band, I'm a ghost in the feed. Invisible whispers, no one takes heed. Shadow band, my heart's on repeat. Knocking on doors where the crowd won't meet. Trend like a shooting star. Now I'm buried deep where the unknowns are. A million edits, thumbnails bright. Still, I'll vanish in the dead of night. Click refresh, but it's all the same. My subs don't know my name. Algorithms dance, but never to my song. Feels like I've been muted all along. Shadow band, I'm lost in the stream. A silent scream in a broken dream. Shadow band, they can't see my fight. Fading away in the glow of the night. in the feed. Invisible whispers, no one takes heed. Shadow band, my heart's on repeat. Knocking on doors, but the crowd won't beat. I used to trend like a shooting star. Now I'm buried deep where the unknowns are. A million edits, thumbnails bright. Still, I vanish in the dead of night. I used to trend like a shooting star. Now I'm buried deep where the unknowns are. A million edits, thumbnails bright. Shadow band, I'm lost in the stream. A silent scream in a broken dream. Shadow band, they can't see my fight. Fading away in the glow of the night. Click.
In case y'all haven't figured out yet, I'm not monetizing my live streams. Huh. So, anyways, just so you know, that was my song for this morning when I woke up and I looked at my 2 videos from yesterday. And then I looked at my live stream from yesterday and I'm like, I'm shadow banned. So I'm trying to figure out if it's the content that I'm talking about, such as earthquakes. Somebody, maybe it's YouTube, does not like me talking about earthquakes. So guess what? I'm going to talk about earthquakes. Huh. So let's get that going. Because you know what? I'm in a feisty mood. And if you don't like me talking about earthquakes, then I guess this ain't the channel for the people that don't like earthquakes. Well, I don't like earthquakes, but you know, at the same time, I'm going to talk about them. So you guys are seeing Central Alaska has had a 5.0 earthquake. So let's go take a look at Central Alaska here. I haven't done very much work to put into information for these areas for you today. But, you know, here's where we're having our 4.9 earthquake. And when we back out some, you can see this is a nice mountain range here. This is Denali National Park and Reserve. Denali State Park is over here. We have a creek that runs through here, Trapper Creek. And we have the Squinina. I guess that's the name of it, Squinina. And then Chicatoon is over here somewhere. But this is where our earthquake is occurring. So I expected to see something over here start up. And we're starting to see some 4s and 3 activities over here in Alaska. This means that the pressure from this big 7.4 that we had here is now starting to go down the west coast. So this is something to keep an eye on, because this will put pressure to move down through this way and through Canada. So if we're seeing bigger earthquakes, it's because we're starting to have this pressure start moving towards the west coast. Bob Holland, thank you for being here. I appreciate it. I have not seen you in a long time. Bob Holland says, when I was a kid living here in Arizona, the Goodyear blimp used to land at the hospital just down the street from my school. So if you saw him low, he was probably landing somewhere nearby. Yeah, I was wondering. I was thinking maybe it was at the Goodyear tire plant. It's kind of cool. I haven't seen the Goodyear blimp in a long while. In fact, to be honest, since I've lived here, I think that's the first time I've ever seen it fly over. So that was like totally cool. I was actually looking at it and hit record. So I did get a video of it flying over and then showed it on the live stream yesterday. Okay, so now we're going to look at the next earthquake. And you guys, I'm still in squirrel mode today. So we might bounce all over the place topic-wise. There's been a 2.6 in Texas. All right, so when we're looking here, we can see today has been the 6th. So there's not been too much activity today. Ryukyu Islands, Japan has had a 5.0. It was 15 kilometers deep. Then there was a 5.2, East of Kura Islands, which is normal because that area is having aftershocks. And then, of course, you got the volcanoes over there that are erupting. Then we got a 5.3 off the east coast of Kamchatka, 5.8 off the east coast of Kamchatka, and a 5.5 off the east coast of Kamchatka, and a 5.0 off the east coast of Kamchatka. If you missed the videos where I went over the 8.8 earthquake for Kamchatka area, go back and take a look at those because I went over in detail about the geology of the area for where that earthquake hit. I'm not going to go back over that details today. However, this one, the 5.0, 5.5, 5.8, 5.3 earthquakes, with the depth that they are, I believe those are aftershocks. Then you have the 5.2 that occurred, which would be an aftershock. This 5.0, Ryukyu Islands, Japan, is an earthquake. Then you have the 5.2, which occurred yesterday, off Kamchatka. That would be an aftershock. So you have aftershocks, and then we have earthquakes. So let's see what else we got for today. I'm just in a mood to go through earthquakes. So here we go. We're going to look at Oregon Live earthquake map. See what we got going on here in the continental United States. So let's look over here, see if any of these are new. This one occurred today. It was a 3.4, and this was 161 kilometers west of Ferndale, California. We can see this is the Gorda Escarpment here, the Blanco Fracture Zone, Cascadia Basin, and of course, we've had earthquakes going on down here on the San Andreas. So, busy day. We've also had this one yesterday, which was a 2.3, 5 kilometers south-southwest of Los Alamos, California. Let's do a little scroll in here. We can see our little swarm that is going on over here by the San Andreas. This one was today, it was a 2.4. This one was 5 kilometers north-northeast of Little Creek, California. Then we've had a 3.6 today. It was 6 kilometers north of Little Creek, California. To be accurate, let's pull up, let's go over here, and I'm going to go to latest earthquakes. Click here, hit here, search there. So we are looking at just the earthquakes. Wait, that would be too long, too many. So we're going to look at just the earthquakes for today. And I can tell you we've had quite a few threes today. So let me, okay, there we go. We've had a 3.4 off the coast of Northern California, which I just showed you. We've had a 3.4 Greater Los Angeles area, California. We've had a 4.2 in the Gulf of California. That one is too far away, but it will put some pressure up towards Mexico and then into the continental United States. So then there's been a 3.4 Greater Los Angeles area, 3.4 Greater Los Angeles area, a 3.7 Southern California, a 2.1 Southern California, a 2.5 Southern California, and a 2.3. Let's export this as a KML. We'll put this into Google Earth so we can go and take a look at these areas here real quick. We're just going to jump around. So let's get these nice and green here. And we'll show you where these earthquakes are located. So here we go. We're going to start with the first one today, which was a 3.4 off the coast of Northern California. Here we go. We also can see that we have the Mendocino Fault here and the Pacific Juan de Fuca. So as we move to the next one, it's a I hit the wrong one. 3.4 Greater Los Angeles, California area. I believe we have several over here, but we have one back over here, and that is because we do have a fault line here. This is the Fontana Fault. Now, the other three are over here. As you can see, we do have a fault line here, which is the Cleghorn Fault. This is the Southern Cleghorn Fault. It has a possibility of a 6.7 earthquake if it were to cause a big earthquake. So right here we have the San Andreas. So the fact that it is closer to both of those makes me think that these are actually closer to the San Andreas. However, could be closer to here, but they are in the middle. So we need to keep an eye on this area and the swarm that is going on here. All right, so there we go with that one. Actually, let's take a look at this Mexico earthquake, because I'm doing the wrong thing here. Let's take a look at this Mexico earthquake, and I'll show you where this 4.2 is in the Gulf of California. It was 10 kilometers deep. You can see that it's further down here near Isla Tortuga volcano. So if we look here, this is the North American Pacific divergent boundary, runs up to the American Pacific transform boundary. Then as we go up here and we scroll in here, we can see that it crosses the Cerro Prieto. This is the North American Pacific boundary. And as it goes up here, it comes back. So this here is a continental transform fault. Then it affects the Brawley. And as we go across, we also see right here is the Laguna Salada. And then as this goes up here, guess where we hit? We hit the Brawley. Then we hit the San Andreas. So this is just a little bit of geology here so you guys know what's connected. It's all connected. So when we're going down this way, we can see the activity here. And this earthquake here started out here. So let's see something. I want to see how many earthquakes Mexico has had today. So let's go here. And we're going to go Mexico. Now I'm going to take my time and I'm going to put each one of these in here from Mexico. And then we're going to do a thing. I want to see how many are closest to California. Now there's no way to just do them all at one time, which would be cool. But you have to actually take the time to hit each one. And this is just something that I was thinking about. So let's see. I want to see how many have happened today for Mexico. Okay, so getting today's date in. We'll actually do the 5th and the 6th. Okay, search. So you can see Mexico is really busy. However, let's do this in export. And then I'm going to turn this one off. So, hang on. I'm going to turn off this one. Am I going to turn that one off? Is that the one I need on? Hang on. Nope, that's not the one I need on. Did it download? Oops. Maybe it didn't download. Okay. Sport is KML. Okay, there we go. I want to turn off this top one. And then we leave on just Mexico. All right. So here's how you can see this stepping stone going on. This is the 5th and the 6th here. We have one here. Well, two here. The 3.1 and 3.1. Then we have our 4.2 here. Then over here, we have a 3.1, a 3.0, and a 3.0. Then here we have a 2.1. And as we move up towards California, you can see we have the 2.5 and 2.1. And then over here, we have the 3.5 and 3.5. So this is how you can see the incoming pressure that works its way up into California. Also, if you look here, you can see the arrows pretty much pointing which way the pressure is going to go, which I've always thought was kind of cool. And then down here, this is where all the other earthquakes have occurred today within this area. over here near Veracruz, Mahocan, Herrero, and Jalisco, and then Guatemala. So those are the earthquakes to finish off for being here in Mexico. Hope y'all enjoyed that. Okay, so let's go back here. And we're going to go back to our we got an earthquake that's being felt in Ecuador. Says unconfirmed reports. France just had a 2.1. And Kepler Tanimbar, excuse me, region, Indonesia, is at a 4.8, and Southern Sumatra at a 3.3. So let's go back over to our interactive map here, since we've taken a look at California and Mexico. Let's take a look here. I'm looking at Oregon. So what we got for Oregon? Oregon, August 3rd. See, we have to go back a few days for broke fish in here. August 3rd, there was a 1.9, 51 kilometers west of Yakuts, Oregon. Then, on the 4th, there was a 3 kilometers south of Fort Hill, Oregon. And then this one here, I believe this one's Washington State because there's a border right there. But that one is a 1.4 on the 3rd. So, nothing major going on in Oregon because they don't report them anyway. Okay, so what's this one? That one was on the 4th and it was a 1.0. Woohoo! Okay, so as we're moving across country here, this is Kansas. There has been yesterday a 2.6. And we got a little swarmy going on over here. On the 4th, there was a 3.3. And on the 3rd, there was a 3.3. But what we are actually keeping an eye on, you guys, is up through here, which is the New Madrid. The New Madrid has been having swarms. So let's get down in here and show you. So far, they're showing one earthquake, which was on the 6th today, and it was a 1.4, 5 kilometers south of Tiptonville, Tennessee. Now, yesterday I did an update and talked to y'all about the Tennessee seismic zone, which is also near and that is over here. But this is the New Madrid over here, and then you have the town of New Madrid right here. So, what do we have for the West Coast? This is probably yesterday's earthquake. Nope, day before yesterday, it was the 2.0. Talked about that one the other day. And then, of course, we have this little earthquake up here. New Jersey, 2.7 yesterday, which occurred. It was 2 kilometers southwest of Hilldale, New Jersey. I did an update yesterday also for you guys on the 2 earthquakes that occurred in Tennessee. So, not much more going on here on the east coast of the United States. How about we take a look at Canada? I'm saying that for Richard. Canada. Oh, wait. Oklahoma's had a 1.5. Wait a minute. They had another one over here, too. Oh, yesterday on the 5th, they had a 1.0. Big one. You know what the name of this one is? 5 kilometers northeast of Drumright, Oklahoma. I guess you can't drum wrong. Okay, so taking a look down here, there was a 3.9 in Haiti. We missed that one on the 4th. And then on the 5th, which was yesterday, there was a 4.4, 27 kilometers southwest of Arangestad, Bonaire, St. Eustatius, and Saba. I think that all stands for Dominican Republic. That's Puerto Rico. Nope. So that is the Kalinago Trough and the Saba Bank. St. Kitts and Nevis. Okay, I'll get it right eventually. I know I was close. Alright, what we got on the Mid-Atlantic Ridge? Anything? On the 4th, there was a 4.9 Bouvet Island. And on the 5th, there was a 4.5, 158 kilometers west of Carahue, Chile. Carahue. Okay, what we got going on over here? On the 5th yesterday, there was a 5.6 south-southeast of Bamaran. Bamaran, Bam Bamaran, Bam Bamaran. Wait, not a song. Okay. Next one, nope. And this is where swarms are going on for over here in Russia, in the Kuril Islands, in Japan. This is a 4.3 on the 4th. And this is the 4.6 today in Hiru, Japan. Hiru? Hiru. Hiru? Haru. Okay, so let's take a good look at what's going on in Canada. We get these recent earthquakes, pull them up, see what's going on, if anything, because guess what? Earthquakes do occur in Canada. So today is the 6th, and there has been 2 known earthquakes. One was a 4.1. It was 89 kilometers south of Beaver Creek, Yukon Territory. And a 4.0 preliminary, 91 kilometers south-southwest of Beaver Creek, Yukon Territory. So we're going to go take a look at both of these, because these are bigger, and like I just told you, expect pressure to move across Canada. So we're going to take a look at where these are. Whoops, let me get this in here. We can see where this one is. Now, if we were looking a little bit ago when I was talking about Alaska, I was showing that there had been an earthquake over here in Alaska. So it was up in here, so the pressure has moved to here. So we are keeping an eye on this because of the fact that it will go across Canada. It won't just go across Canada this way, it'll also come down this way. So this is where our 4.1 earthquake has occurred, Canada, but the border here actually looks like it is Alaska going into Canada. Maybe it's not. Nope. Well, it's right on the border, but if you look at it, this is the border between the Northwest Territory and Alaska, and my pin is showing that it is over here. But we also have Churchill Volcano here. Churchill Volcano is a stratovolcano. The Bona-Churchill Massif in St. Elias Mountains has, well, it has a 27 by 42 kilometer wide summit caldera, which was the source of the White River ash, produced by 2 of the largest explosive eruptions in North America during the, and why is this not showing me? Hang on, got to pull it over some. Okay. During the past 2,000 years, the summit of Mount Bona lies 4 kilometers across a high saddle from the younger Churchill, the source event of the widespread bilobate White River ash deposit, which covers more than 340,000 kilometers of eastern Alaska and northwest Canada, was initially thought to be the pumice mound that is mostly buried beneath the Klutlan Glacier, northeast of Churchill Volcano. Later work revealed young thick pumice deposits along the caldera rim that are mineralogically and chemically similar to White River ash deposits. So there's some more information on where this earthquake is occurring. So let's look where the other one's occurring. This is Fort Selkirk up here. So let's take a look at the second earthquake which has occurred. And this one is preliminary. So this one is known, but it is preliminary, meaning that it's due to be revised. Hang on a second. I want to put a pin on this one. So we can see that this area is mountainous. Okay, so let's get the second one in here. Whoops. My computer might be hot. I've got a lot of windows open. Okay, so as we're moving downward, we can see that this was the second earthquake over here, showing direction. So this whole area here is moving, and this is also looks like a glacier. Mount Riggs. So this is Mount Riggs here. Let's do this. I like doing this. So you can see the mountainous areas here. This looks like glacier runoff that goes through here though. And that's what I got for you for Canada. Hope you enjoyed that one. You can see our areas are right here. That shows the 4.1 there. And zone in, that's the 4.0 right there. So those are the two earthquakes that occurred in Canada today. So taking a peek at chat real quick. George says you can catch Bob. Richard says you can do it. Oh, y'all are after that crown again, huh? Weather for Promised Land conditions are cloudy with temporary of 78 degrees Fahrenheit. The wind is blowing from the northeast at 6 miles per hour, and the current humidity is 72 degrees. Well, I'll tell you what the temperature is here. The temperature is 74, and we have a flood watch. So, let me show you all this. We have a flood watch in my area. So, my area, I am right here. But we're in the lighter, so it's in between moderate and severe. And guess what? I'm looking out the window and it just looks like it should be raining, but it's not actually raining right now. It poured last night. Oh my goodness, it poured. But all the way up here in Durham area, near Durham and Raleigh, they have a flash flood warning, then an aerial flood warning, and then flash flood warning, then aerial flood warning, and then aerial flood warning in Clinton. And some of this is all the way into Virginia here. So let's take a look at what the radar looks like. And you can see this is the rain that's going on. I really haven't had much rain. It looks like it's just skirting around where I'm at. I can see the dark clouds off to the east, sorry. I can see the dark clouds off to the east, but we're really not having any rain to be spoken of, so that's been a good thing. All right, so next on my menu, we'll take a look at our tropical weather. Hey, Richard, how's the fires going now in Nova Scotia? You guys, last night, there were fires near where Richard's at, so he said his hot spot in near Truro. He said, yeah, there was fires in his area last night. Okay, so as we take a look at this, things are really heating up in the Atlantic. We have Dexter out here. Dexter, Tropical Storm Dexter's got 50 mile per hour winds, central low millibar of 999. It is moving east-northeast at 13 knots or 15 miles per hour. Our nice little disturbance over here has jumped up to 30% formation in the next 48 hours or 60% through the next 7 days. And remember I said that it may turn and become a fish storm? That looks like what it may do. It may follow behind Dexter. Then we have this nice little disturbance over here, which is causing us to have all these rainfalls over here in North Carolina. It has a 0% chance in the next 48 hours of forming and 30% over the next 7 days as it takes a hike up the East Coast. Yay, goodbye. Okay, so that's what's happening weather-wise. Also, if y'all have heard that there was shooting on a military base today by another soldier. That soldier shot, I believe it was 7. So 1 second. Well, I get you some information on this. So, this was a Georgia Army base shooting at Fort Stewart in Georgia. This is the bad news. A suspect opened fire at an Army base in Georgia on Wednesday, injuring at least 5 soldiers in an incident military officials described as an active shooting. A suspect was taken into custody. The condition of the soldiers was not immediately clear. Fort Stewart Hunter Army Airfield was put on lockdown at 11:04 a.m. after an active shooting incident at the base's 2nd Armored Brigade combat team area. The lockdown was lifted over an hour later. Additional details about the circumstances of the shooting have not been made available. The victims were 5 soldiers who were shot and were not identified, and their conditions are not clear at this time. The suspect was taken into custody. 3 senior law enforcement officials talked about this. However, what I've been seeing in other news, and let me see if I can pull this up, is that this soldier who did the shooting was military. So let me see if I can find this information that I can share with you. Okay. U.S. Army Sergeant allegedly shot and wounded 5 other soldiers at Fort Stewart in Georgia using his personal handgun. The shooting at the 2nd Armored Brigade combat team area was reported at 10:56 a.m. and the suspect, Sergeant Cornelius Radford, was apprehended at 11:35 a.m., Fort Stewart stated. All lockdown measures have since been lifted. Brigadier General John Lubis, the 3rd Infantry Division and Fort Stewart's Hunter Army Airfield commander, stated. A motive is not clear, but the shooting involved Radford's co-workers. Radford has been interviewed by Army investigators and is in pretrial confinement. Radford has not previously deployed to combat. So, meaning he doesn't have any PTSD or any reason why it would link him to the military. A U.S. official said that the suspect was arrested on a DUI charge earlier this year. All 5 victims are in stable condition and expected to recover. 2 of the victims were rushed to Memorial Health University Medical Center in Savannah, which is a level 1 trauma center. Fort Stewart is about 40 miles southwest of Savannah, Georgia. Georgia Governor Brian Kemp said that they're keeping the victims, their families, and all those who answer the call to serve in their hearts and prayers. President Donald Trump was briefed on the shooting, according to the White House Press Secretary Carolyn Leavitt. Access to combat firearms of U.S. military personnel on base is highly restricted, with guns kept stored in an armory on the base. Firearm use is limited to only when soldiers are participating in field training, and guns are returned to the armory at the conclusion of the training. Military personnel are allowed to legally have registered personal guns, but there are restrictions on how they can be brought onto a base. So with living here in North Carolina as long as I have, and the military post, when we first moved here, the military post was open and it wasn't a closed base. So meaning it didn't matter who you were, you could be a member of the public and drive on post. But that has changed. Now they have made it so that you can, if you go if you go on base, that you have to go through scanning machines, and those scanning machines usually show if you have weapons or other contraband stuff in your car that could cause harm to people. So it is different now, which makes me wonder if he had the gun on the military base, how he got it. So anyways, that's just my thinking. Broke Fishing says volcano news. So let me check and see about volcanoes. 7 hours ago, Hawaii's Kilauea volcano erupted. Okay. The eruption sent lava shooting 1,000 feet into the sky, according to the United States Geological Survey. And Kilauea also produced a 300-foot lava fountain during the latest eruptive episode. It began erupting again on Wednesday for the 30th time in under a year, continuing to be among one of the world's most active volcanoes. The U.S. Geological Survey Hawaiian Volcano Observatory said vigorous fountaining of Heleuma'u. Hang on, let's go to Hawaii here. We'll go to Kilauea here. So, oh my goodness, hang on. Heleuma'u crater. Eruption began around 1:20 a.m. HST. I'm not sure what time that is. I haven't heard that time. Okay, oh, Hawaii Standard Time. I guess that's it. Geologists said the lava fountains are reaching between 150 and 300 feet high and spewing out from the north vent. USGS cameras showed live feed of the video and the ongoing eruption from the east to west views of Heleuma'u crater. An orange aviation alert is in effect, but commercial airports in Hawaii County are not expected to be impacted by the ongoing eruption. This latest eruption is part of the ongoing activity that started on December 23rd, 2024. Many of these episodes have lasted a day or less and are separated by pauses of several days. So, that's what we know about Kilauea volcano at this time. Is there another volcano that erupted? Heh. Richard, you still after the crown? Wait, you still have the crown. All right, you guys, so that's what I've got for you all today. If you want to check in on the chat, ask any questions, feel free to do so. It is an open chat. Everybody here is welcome to talk as long as you're just not spamming or saying bad words. But other than that, it's our monsoon right now, and my ponds and weather tanks are empty. I'm off grid. It's 97 up here in White Mountains in Arizona. Oh, wow. It's been hot here for the last week, but should get a cooling trend here soon. Remember, we're getting ready to be we're in August, so we're getting ready to go into September and October, so it should start cooling, thank God. We're getting ready to go into fall. And I think I'm getting lucky so far without having hurricanes this year. I mean, we had flooding here in North Carolina again last month, but nothing as major as last year, thank God. It was like there was flooding all over the country. We talked about that on live stream. Bob, if I could send you rain, I would. If I could bottle it up and send it somehow, you would have it. Trust me. We've had more than enough rain in this last month. And the only thing I'm seeing outside right now is blue sky and clouds. So, that is a good thing. If you can tell, we've got blue sky and then we got clouds. Look how fast those clouds are moving, though. Oh, George, I feel for both you and Bob. Y'all are in a really hot area right now. Look how fast those clouds are racing. It's not not even windy outside, but there must be a lot of wind up there to be keeping these clouds moving as fast as they're going. Anyways, you guys, this is the end of my live stream. If you listen to the beginning, I did end my fundraiser. I decided not to have it up, but if you would like to help, I do have a PayPal below the video. I'm doing my best to try to stay de-stressed and figure all this out. Like I said, I talked to Black's Tire on the phone, and then I've talked to other people who have given me advice and helpful advice, and have told me what they think and what I could do and all kinds of stuff. So I have been very, very much appreciative of the people who've been there for me to help me out, to give me advice, to tell me what they think. Very, 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 very appreciative. Anyways, you guys, I'm going to end my live stream. We are at almost an hour. And y'all know I don't like to talk too long because you can hear my voices going. Anyways, you guys, I love you. Please remember to tell somebody that you love them. Tomorrow is never promised. Please share the live stream. Remember to click like. Check out my new channel, you guys. Oh, and if you want me to, I will play another song from my new channel for you guys. Hang on. So I did one today that I posted on my other channel, and I think y'all will like this one. So let me set this up real quick. Okay, so got that one set up real fast for this, and let me turn this off.
Sunrise creeping through my window pane, dreams dissolve like sugar in the rain. Eyes half open, heart still in the dark, but the kettle sings my morning hymn, steam rising like a secret hymn. No coffee in the morning, oh, saves my soul. Little cup of magic makes me whole. Sip by sip, I find my groove. Coffee in the morning, yeah, it makes me move. Spoon clicks the mug like a beating drum. Milk swirls slow like the day to come. Bittersweet little life to taste. Wake me up, hold me tight. Liquid courage in the light. You're the spark to my fire, the fuel to my desire. Coffee in the morning, oh, saves my soul. Little cup of magic makes me whole. Sip by sip, I find my groove. Coffee in the morning, yeah, it makes me move. Spoon clicks the mug like a beating drum. Milk swirls slow like the day to come. Bittersweet, a little life to taste. Wake me up, hold me tight. Liquid courage in the light. You're the spark to my fire, the fuel to my desire. Coffee in the morning, oh, saves my soul. Little cup of magic makes me whole. Sip by sip, I find my groove. Coffee in the morning, yeah, it makes me move.
Okay, I hope you guys liked that song. That one is the coffee song. That's me in the morning, so I enjoy my coffee. Alright, you guys, like I said, please remember to tell someone you love them. Tomorrow is never promised. And make each day an adventure. And please, 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 please share the video to someone. Let's help me to grow this channel. I am almost at 2,660 subs. So thank you to everybody who has subscribed to my channel, and I will probably see you guys tomorrow. If not, I will see you all on Thursday. Depends on what's happening and what big earthquakes are happening. So far it's just been a lot of aftershocks with Kamchatka. Whoops. a lot of aftershocks with Kamchatka. So as long as we're not having big earthquakes everywhere else, I don't have a whole lot to talk about. Anyways, guys, I love you, and I will see you all on the next live stream or video. George Mitchell, thank you for moderating. Broke Fishing, thank you for moderating. Bob Holland, thank you for being here. I appreciate it. I like seeing you here. Richard, thank you. And everybody else who stopped into the chat room today, if I missed you, thank you for being here. Anyways, you guys, I will see you all on the next live stream or video.